Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, that it had to happen. Listen for our Wisdom Wednesdays. And tonight's topic is God's not through with me yet. And I'm so excited to have this guest here on tonight. When I had him here before with his wife, he promised to come back and he kept his word, and he is with us on tonight. He is not just an MMA fighter, he is a retired Army vet. He's a husband, he's a man of God. He wears many hats, people of God. So without further ado, let me introduce to some and present to others the Daniel Sineath II. Welcome.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, I am excited to have you back. It took a while, and that's okay, but you did keep your word, and I just want to say thank you for accepting the invitation to come back.
Yes, ma'am. This is the first interview.
Really?
Yeah, I don't do interviews,
So I'm honored. Are you serious?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
I'm just not a interview person, I guess. I don't know.
Wait a minute, but you're an MMA fighter, so I'm sure you have to. You don't even do interviews for that either?
I've done one in that picture I sent you. I did an interview, but it was like very short. I normally keep it short, and then I go about my business.
Well, okay. Well, I'm honored. I'm honored. I'm so honored now to have you here hearing this. But I think you have a story, and that's what I was telling you. I picked up on some things on last show, and I knew that I had to have you back here because I love when the men come and share their stories. Because it's far too often where we have men, they don't like talking about the things that they gone through, or maybe getting ready to go through. Everything is not which is bad. There's still some great things, like you guys have one of the best love stories there is. But enough about that. Let me go ahead and tell the audience, who is Daniel Sineath?
A girl dad to two beautiful little girls, a loving, healed husband to my wife, my beautiful wife, who is right here, a retired Army vet who did 8 years in the service, a MMA fighter, a amateur bowler, a streamer, a video game fanatic, a entrepreneur. I wear a lot of different hats. So.
The one thing that I know that Nikisa is definitely proud of, and so am I, is that you're a man of God.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if not, all the it's that transpired, you probably wouldn't even, being able to stand. But here it is. I just love how you light up when you talk about not just your children, not just your wife, but your children as well. You guys have a blended family, and it's just a beautiful thing. Just hearing the way not just you and Nikisa speak about the girls. I mean, you both just light up every time you speak about them. So,
yes, ma'am.
They're lucky. They're very, very lucky. And two girls, come on.
Oh, they're my everything. I just want them to see that, I show them the love that, they are supposed to have in their life, and show them, that, you shouldn't just fall for anyone.
That's right.
And so they see that, how much I love mommy, and, how much I love on them, and just spend all my time with them. So.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. Danny Reed says, "Oh, he is so humble for real." I can tell, Danny. I really can tell. I haven't gotten a chance to meet him in person yet, but I cannot wait for that day to come. And I know it will soon come. But just to hear, Daniel, you speak about how it is when you have two girls. You say girls are hard to raise. And you've been in the house with three three women. Well, a little girl, two little girls, and a woman. Oh my, what is that like, Daniel?
They drive me crazy. They drive me crazy. But I mean, I don't. I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be able to live without them. They're
Oh,
just. They're just everything to me. Nikisa, you saw during the last interview just how much
yeah.
that woman has been through so much, and
Yeah.
just to have her standing and being beside me and dealing with the things that I've been dealing with, privately, because I'm a very private person, and to have her just there by my side, and then to now have my two little girls and to help them, understand their feelings and everything that they go through is just, it's awesome. But they do drive me crazy because they're all crazy. But I love them to death. I would have traded for.
Well, it has to be nonstop comedy around there, right? Oh my God. You just wait till they come, they become teenagers.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm ready. I might send them to you.
Listen, oh my God. That is going to be some fun times right there. You know, um, how is it with, them coming together, right? Being 2 years apart. And guys, I just found that out in the green room, but they're 2 years apart. Is there ever a time where, no, this is mine? No, that's mine.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
going through that phase right now.
They fight like me and my little brother, how we are, because me and my little brother are 9 months apart, and he grew up right up under me, and he's just like me. So because them two, me and Nikisa joke all the time, we had our children with each other just through someone else because they're so much alike
Wow.
that so they argue with each other all the time, and then they're right back to being best friends and playing with each other. And
Absolutely. But you know what? I love what you just said. You said you guys just had them with someone else. See, and this is what I'm telling you. And I said to you in the green room, we never know what God is doing. See, God had to take you through some things. He had to take Nikisa through some things. And here it is. He brought you both together. And had not you gone through those things, you probably wouldn't be able to know how to deal with one another, and that's why the love is so strong. And you have those girls and they could fight for a moment, and then they get over it, they get back, they get up and they move on from it, but just to know that you guys, the blended families that you have, this is something that needs to be seen and heard, because there are some good women, men and women out there that will take somebody else's kids in. And me personally, I don't like the step thing.
yeah,
If
no,
I just had to say something, I'll be like my bonus daughter, my bonus son, or something like that, or just outright my child, my son, my daughter. But the step thing, I don't like. What do you think about that, Daniel?
I don't say it. I don't. I've never said it, unless like it comes to like legal things. Like when I was going through court, I had to say it. But other than that, I don't. I don't say it. I mean, when I was talking to Nikisa, Ella got on the phone one day and asked, could she call me daddy? And then Sophia, when she met Nikisa, called her mommy. You know, and so she knows she has her first mommy and her second mommy, and so we don't say stepchildren. We don't say any of that. You know Nikisa, she'll say bonus baby, or like you said, just her baby.
Yeah.
And I always say both my girls, because they're both mine.
Oh.
And so
Oh my gosh, this is so, I'm telling you, I cannot stop smiling because just to know, I mean, I know I picked up on some things from you, but I know most of the things that Kisa went through. And just to see how you guys joined together. So, guys, social media is not a bad thing to date now. Maybe some good things could come out of it. You see here. There's Kisa.
TikTok is what TikTok. You might find that one person. You never know. Reach out.
Listen, and it's so funny because I'm telling you, I have people that come in my inbox plenty of times, but I'm just like, nope, I'm not doing a DM. Yeah, great day, sis,
I
great day.
love it.
So I don't like that step thing either. Me either, sis. I do not like it. I do not like it. And listen to wifey, love story through TikTok. Shouts out to TikTok, okay? For putting this beautiful union together. Blessed day, superstar Shannon. Blessed day. But Daniel, let me tell you something. It's just so funny because we know there's maybe trillions of people that's on TikTok, right? And
Yes,
what are the odds? Like, what are the odds?
very slim because the funny thing is, right after I found her on TikTok and I messaged her on Instagram, I actually deleted TikTok, and then I got it back maybe like some months after or something like that. But I had deleted it because I just wanted to get off the app. So,
Wow. You just needed to take a break. That's all. I do that, Daniel. I do that at times. I delete it and I'll go back on when I feel as though, I'm ready. But it's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing wrong with it. But the thing is, you met your wife through TikTok. So here it is. You found her on TikTok, but messaged her. So shouts out to TikTok and Instagram.
the only two social medias I have.
Oh my God. But okay, now we found out that, okay, we're going to start with the Army vet first because I want to say thank you for serving. Salute to you for serving.
Thank you.
You're welcome. One of the things that I was afraid of, and I'm going to keep it real, I never wanted my kids to go to the service,
Mhm.
But what was that like for you?
Um, I grew up in a family who was in the military, like mostly all of the family members who I knew were in the army. A couple joined the Navy, but they were in the army. Um, and I had actually caught an assault charge in high school. I got into a fight with another kid in high school. And once all of that got cleared up, instead of me just, I guess, staying in my hometown and, just working like at Burger King or something like that, I decided to join the military because it gave me the freedom to get out of my hometown. And so I joined at 17, went to basic and stuff in 2014. And once I graduated high school, I got stationed back in my hometown and was just still hanging out with people who I didn't really need to hang out with. And so then I switched my job. I was military police when I first joined, and then I switched my job and became a truck driver. And once I switched my job, I got stationed in Oklahoma. And from then, I deployed. I was in Dubai, Jordan, Syria, Kuwait, and the unit I was with, they were in every all those places as well as Iraq, Afghanistan, um, and so that was the end of 2017 into 2018. And when I came back, I got uh, I got orders to um, move out to Virginia, and I got stationed out in Virginia. And when I got stationed out in Virginia, I was dealing with a lot of mental health issues as well as like physical stuff. And so the mental health issues like took a big toll. And so then the military decided to go ahead and, retire me. Because a lot of people look at me and they're like, you're only 26, how are you retired? And it took a lot of mental health stuff as well as physical stuff. And so then
Wow.
they retired me.
So would you say like the mental part of it, did it come from you serving or was that before?
It was like things that I went through beforehand, as well as the person who I was married to beforehand, and the military. Like all of that just encompassed into one, and I didn't really know how to deal with my mental health and really understand like feelings or anything like that. So yeah, so then there was, multiple suicide attempts and multiple stints of me being in the psych ward, to then the military deciding to go ahead and, let me retire and go ahead and let me enjoy life.
Wow, wow, wow. And I just said in the first part of the show how men do not like to talk or tell their story, right? So maybe too, like all the things that you were dealing with, you were suppressing them. You really didn't talk about it, because one of the things the enemy do, he try to shut our mouth.
Mhm.
When he shut our mouth, he could keep us bound, basically. But once we are able to speak out and ask God to help, or just pray and begin to decree and declare some things, enemy don't like that.
Yeah.
So here it is, you had these these its to transpire. So take us back to when your first it happened. Would you say, with as far as your mental health?
So a week after my second birthday, my father kidnapped me from my mom. He kidnapped me and my little brother from my mom. So I didn't actually meet my mom until I was 5. Um, and uh, so dealing with like the physical abuse and the sexual abuse, while being, you know, kidnapped, um, was that was one of like the things that made me who I am today. Also, like me making sure that my little brother didn't get a lot of the abuse and stuff.
Hmm.
So that was what started my mental health, like just the things, the issues that I've dealt with.
Jesus. So here it is. Your mother gave birth. So it's just, oh, but your brother's 9 months. You and your brother's 9 months apart. So he took the both of you.
Yes, ma'am, because we both have the same mom and same dad.
Oh my God. So he took the both of you, and how old you guys were?
It was a week after my second birthday, and my birthday is January 3rd, and my little brother's birthday is November 4th. So my little brother had just turned 1.
Jesus. Whew. So here it is. Your dad come. He steals you away. He kidnapped you and your brother. Um, my husband survived what Amari didn't. This is one key part. While he will forever hold my heart. Oh, Nikki said, I don't want to cry. Okay, I want to keep on my lashes. I don't have on any makeup, but I want to keep my eyelashes on. Oh my God. So 2 years old, 1 years old, your dad kidnaps you, take you away from the one person who brought you into the world, right? And
Yes,
I'm assuming that they had done already parted their ways.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so he take you guys away, and you guys you know that you're enduring some of the its, right? And
Yeah,
you're praying and hoping that it's not happening to your little brother. So what happened is that causes you to grow up faster or quicker. You understand? Because now I have to go into that dad mode of protection when the dad that I have is allowing these things to happen to me. So
yes.
now I have to protect my little brother. Oh my God. So you say, okay, so from 2 years old, and you say you saw mom again at 5?
Yeah. So there
Ah.
was a lot of things that happened, but on my fourth birthday, um, I got the female that my dad was with, um, dragged me out of a chair and put my hand in scalding hot water. So I have third degree burns on my right hand. Um, and she just held my hand there, and I was watching like the skin peel off my hand and stuff at 4 years old. And so then he took me to the hospital. Mind you, my little brother had burns on his feet because she used to. She was the one who would give us baths, and she like put the water in the bathtub, and it was just way too hot. And so my little brother jumped in, and I had to pull him out and wrap a towel around his feet. But it didn't stop it from like burning his feet. But it stopped it from getting like very severe.
Right.
He had 2nd-degree burns. But when I got taken to the hospital, um, you know, they told the hospital that I was the one who held my hand under the water and stuff like that. And so then I told the hospital like what actually happened, like once they left, but they only left me in the hospital. And so then I told the hospital that my little brother has burns on his feet. And so when they came up to visit me, they made my little brother, like they told them to leave my little brother so they could check him out. And then the social workers from the hospital came and told us, that there was an Amber Alert out for us. And, our mom had been looking for us and stuff like that. And so we stayed in the hospital I spent my 5th birthday in the hospital. And so we were there for a while, and then we went into foster care, and then my mom ended up coming up and getting us. So I was already 5 at the time.
But hold on. How did you guys go into foster care if mom had an alert out for you all? They
Well,
didn't
so
look.
no, they knew that, but because the hospital had discharged us, and so instead of us, we had to wait for things to
Mhm.
get put into place, because obviously there's like legal stuff that has
Right.
to happen. And so we had to go into a foster home because they weren't going to give us back to him. So we were in a foster home for like a month or maybe less than that. I don't fully like remember that time, but
Mhm.
I do remember us going into the foster home after leaving the hospital, and then my mom coming to get us where we were.
Whew. I really saw myself flashback when you were telling me what this lady did. And the old Erica Daniel wasn't nothing nice.
Mm,
And the only thing I can see is me getting a hold of her. Because oh Jesus, not only was you guys being physically, I'm sorry, abused,
mm,
the mental, and please tell me that she was not molesting you guys.
yeah.
Oh, Jesus. And all this your father knew?
I don't know. He was always at work doing some like construction job or something.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Whew. So you guys was in this home what, 2.5, 3 years?
Yeah.
She had kids of her own.
No, it was just me and my little brother.
Let me tell you something. You don't know what you just broke even by speaking about it. You you're helping somebody right now. And the mere fact I heard you say that you told the hospital what happened after they left. Do you know, Daniel, how many times kids hold things in because they don't want to hurt the parent or hurt the person, or they're just literally terrified? Because God forbid, what happened if you guys would have went back to this home?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so just the fact that you open up and you let this out, I know it felt the release, Daniel. I know it did. Um, God have mercy. So here it is. You're back with your mom now, because I'm not going to even focus on her anymore. You're back with your mom now,
Mm.
and tell me, what was that like seeing mom after all of those years?
Um, I didn't really have any emotion because I mean, it, like you said, I didn't know who she was, you know.
Yeah.
So my little brother, he's more uh, emotional than I am, and so he was crying and stuff. Me, I was more so like, you know, kind of like, all right, who are you type, you know what I'm saying? Just because of all the things, that I went through leading up to actually meeting her. So I didn't really have any emotions until like, actually spending time with her and, stuff like that. So,
So you never were shown any pictures of mom. You never heard any stories about mom. So mom just basically just vanished. So
yeah,
you guys thought.
yeah, I didn't know who, like, her name, anything like that.
Wow, Jesus. Well, I tell you what, thank God mom found you and your brother, because we see all the time on the TV where the kids don't return back home. So God definitely had a plan for you. He definitely had a plan for you. So here it is. You went through those it's. So now I have this on my back, right? Now
Mm,
I have this mental abuse, this sexual abuse, being taken away from my mother. So now I'm in high school.
mm,
I know by things that happened to me, it caused me to be a very mean person.
mm.
So going into high school, did you feel as though like you were felt like you had to be in control? Like nobody's not going to hurt me now, so because I could fend for myself now. So did you feel like, okay, well now did you? Well, no, did you become a control freak, basically?
Um, Not really. In high school, I was, I was a very relaxed type of person. I got into sports, and I was just an easygoing person. I wasn't controlling. Like I was just the type of person who I just hung out with people, didn't really show emotions, and just had a good time.
So you really, really suppressed all of it.
Yeah,
Mm. Yeah. So I can see how it spilled over into you being in the military,
yeah.
and everything just, how they say pressure bust pipes, and you had all of this pressure that you were suppressing, let me do this, so I don't have to think about this, basically. So, you like you said, you got into sports, which is a good kind of good thing. But if you don't deal with those traumas, oh boy, when they come out, it could be very bad.
Well, there was a time because uh, so in middle school, we ended up going back into foster care. Me and my little brother, uh, like because my mom has 4 kids, but me and my little brother were the lightest. So when we would get in trouble and we would get whooped, we were bruised easily. And so one day at school, we went to school with bruises, and so then CPS got involved, and we got taken away from my mom. And so we were living with our grandparents, but my grandparents like treated me and my little brother harsher than they did my 2 sisters. So my little brother was the first one to go into foster care, and then I went into foster care. Uh, this so this was the summer of 8th grade going into 9th grade when we were living with them, and I stayed with them for like the first half of my freshman year in high school, and then I was in foster care, and then I went back with my mom, uh, like my junior year, and
Wow.
then me and my mom, we had our issues as well, and so then I ended up moving out my junior year and kind of taking care of myself.
Wow. So, if I may ask, you say your grandmother treated you and your brother a little different. Both of your parents, what is your race?
Black, white, Indian, and Puerto Rican.
Wow. Okay. So, grandma was what?
Uh, Black, Indian, and Puerto Rican.
So, did her and your mom have a relationship? I'm trying to understand why is
Yeah,
it that they
they
had
had a relationship. It was just it, I don't necessarily know why we were kind of treated differently, but they treated the girls better than they did me and my little brother. Like they were more strict, and I
with
like
the boys?
yeah, like they were more strict and more like you have to do this, you have to do that, and so like so then we were bumping heads with them all the time.
Mm.
Yeah.
So here it is now. You're a junior in high school. You're back with your mom. Things are not working out with you and mom. So
Hmm.
now I'm going to go off on my own,
Hmm.
and I'm going to try this thing for myself. So would you say is that the reason why you enrolled, you enlisted into the military?
Yeah, that was just because I saw how my grandfather was because he's retired military,
Okay.
and he's able to do just all sorts of things, and so I was like, all right, I want that. I want to be able to provide and do stuff. So I decided to join,
Wow.
get me away. You know.
So you know what I love? Even though you went through all it's transpired, you still knew that you wanted to be a provider for whoever it is God loaned you, right? So
Yeah.
that's oh my God, that is so great. So now here it is. You're going off to the military. Walk us through that.
uh, it was actually fun. I had a great time when I enlisted. It was very different from what it is now. I think now everything is more lackadaisical. Um, but when I joined, there was that discipline and um, the discipline and just the structure of things, and it it took me and molded me kind of more into who I am now. Um, there was hard times. Obviously, there's always going to be hard times, no matter what. But there's that sense of camaraderie and brothership, and you find some of your best friends, people who are like family, because you're all going through the same thing. So you're going to build that bond with them. And so the military definitely had me build that bond with people. Like there are people to this day who I still talk to, and they check on me all the time.
Oh my God. So here it is. Now you're in the military. So let me tell you something. I know a little something about the military and the things that they do in the military. So they go and they have a good time. So now you're in the military and you're having a blast. You're meeting new people. You're gaining so many friendships, brotherhoods, like you said. So here it is. I know too. A lot of times that the people get married once they get into the service. What reason? I don't know, but I just know a lot of them gets married really quick sometimes, or
Mhm.
you know, um, either get married really quick or have a child really quick. So here it is, you're in the military. When did you get married with your first marriage?
So I actually failed my senior year of high school, and the girl who I was with, uh, like, kind of saw that, like you said, I'm a provider, and so once I finished my second senior year of high school, like I said, I also switched my job. Um, so we got married like right after I finished my second senior year of high school, and so I had finished my second senior year of high school, and we had gotten married. And then once I switched my job and got stationed in Oklahoma, that's when she came with me to Oklahoma.
Okay, so you got married in high school.
Yeah, once I finished my second senior year, because uh, I had failed,
Okay.
so me and her would have graduated at the same time, and but because I had failed because of attendance, because I was just skipping school and stuff, so then I had to go back and take like 2 classes, and I did it online, so I finished early.
Oh, okay, okay. So here's wifey. She was, as they say, his high school sweetheart. See, he just admitted to it. Nikisa, behave yourself. So now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna talk about the so now you're married, you're gone to the service, she comes to live with you, then you guys have this beautiful daughter. Right?
Yes.
And now you have a wife, now you have this daughter, but here it is, I'm still carrying the its from my past. Not only am I dealing with some things now that I'm in the service, because I don't know, you said you went to Afghanistan, right?
No, I was in Jordan, Kuwait, Syria, and Dubai.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, here it is. You have to be away from your family. You hear, I don't know what you saw when you were over there. A lot of times I hear people say they suffer from the PTSD from the things that they saw, and the things that they had to do. So now you have all of this on your back. And you say you also had some injuries as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so all of this is bottling up, right? And then remember, I said that here it is, pressure bust pipes. So tell us what was like that breaking point where the army, they just had to release you.
Um, when I got stationed in Virginia, I got passed over for a promotion again. I volunteered for another deployment that got uh, pushed away, um, as well as uh, dealing with situations in my first marriage. And so then one day I slipped my wrist and ended up in the psych ward for a week, a week and some a week and like a day or two. And so when that first one happened, uh, they were already starting the paperwork and was like, all right, let's, start looking at getting them out.
Jesus. Whew. Okay, so now you're, oh God. I knew I picked up something, but I didn't know it was this deep. And that's why we can't judge a book by its cover, because you never know what somebody's gone through or going through, you know? Because looking at you, I would never, imagine this. So now they're getting ready to discharge you. Um, what do they call it again? What do they call it when they discharge? No, no, no. I'm thinking about something AWOL. AWOL is totally different. Okay, so they getting ready to discharge you because they see, okay, like, yeah, something is really going on.
Yeah.
So my thing would be seeing that you're dealing with these type of things to get you help.
Yeah.
Not to discharge you.
Well, so when I first joined the military, mental health wasn't like a big thing that was going on. And then so when I was kind of getting help, but the therapist who I was talking to wasn't helping. And so then once I, slit my wrist and stuff, then they found me another therapist, and she was helping. But then I was still dealing with the things from my first marriage. And so as I was dealing with things from that, I ended up, attempting suicide a couple more times after that.
A couple more?
Yeah, two more times.
Daniel, baby, wow. Oh my God. But God got a plan for you. He's not through with you yet. This topic, I couldn't even choose a better topic. My God. So we were just talking about on our prayer broadcast yesterday about marriages, right?
Mm.
And how sometimes people can be a Jezebel in their marriage. And a lot of times, and oh my God, I really think that these TVs, these phones, everything gets bugged, right? Because after we got off the phone, got off the show yesterday talking about it, I watched this show with abusive a woman that was in an abusive relationship,
Uh-huh.
but this was the other way around, right? It was like you more so taking
Yeah.
hits. Okay. So, but the thing is, just to know that, how long did you stay? How long was you guys married?
For 5 years.
Wow. Okay, so we have Danny says, LOL, Kisa is me for sure. All she heard was high school sweetheart, LOL. I'm not, listen, Danny, I'm not messing with you and I'm not messing with Nikisa. And Nikisa knows she's going to get a phone call after the show. She already knows. And Daniel, your wife says, he doesn't look like what he been through. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And also, Danny says, yeah, this is deep. I'm so sorry. This is what I'm telling you, Daniel. See, had you been able to speak up then, a lot of release could have took place. But see, it had to happen just the way it did. Because out of all those it's from your childhood up into your marriage, up into you leaving the service, it taught you some things. It was birthing something in you, right? So now I'm out of the service. I did you attempt suicide after you left, sir? After you left the service?
So when I got out, I was because when I got out, me and my first wife were separated. She had just had me arrested, um, and at the time, like my family was broken up essentially, and even though like the things that I was going through with her, I was still trying to keep the family aspect because I didn't see myself getting divorced and stuff like that. And so that wasn't working and stuff. So then I was just drinking very heavily, uh, and I didn't attempt suicide, but I didn't think that I was going to make it to the end of the year that I had gotten out. And so I was just dealing with like a lot of depression and stuff.
Mhm.
And then uh, because I was homeless when I had gotten out the service and stuff, and uh, like my disability pay didn't kick in, and there was just a lot of factors. But I didn't attempt suicide, but I did think about it a lot. But I was spending a lot of time with Sophia, and so you know, I and then I started talking to Nikisa, and I decided that I, don't do it, don't do anything that So
Right. We're gonna jump into that really quick because I just like I said, I love you guys' love story. But you mean to tell me that you were discharged from serving and then you end up homeless? It was no help for you as a veteran?
um, they would have all took time. So I ended up sleeping on my little brother's girlfriend's couch for like a month and then I kind of got annoyed of being over there. So then I ended up staying in my car until the apartment uh, got finished, like being cleaned up and stuff like that. And so like once I was living in my car, then Nikisa had like sent me money to get a hotel and stuff, and then I sold some stuff to get a hotel.
My daughter is something else, I tell you.
I told you she was gonna come out here,
Oh
but
my
yeah.
God.
So
But you know what though? The thing is, it was all being lined up for you. See, you passed a test that most wouldn't, you know, and to know that you're in control of this thing. Like suicide don't have you. You understand what I'm saying? Now you're able to think. You understand? And no, I'm not gonna do this. Now you have something so beautiful before you. I can't do this because I need to be there for them, right? You know,
yeah,
I have so much life to live. But Daniel, let me tell you something. God allowed you to still be here from everything that you have gone through. So I'm gonna bind that spirit and pray that it never comes back. You understand?
Amen.
It never ever comes back. And we're gonna send that thing back to the pits of hell because it will not be so. Just stay out of my live with that phone. Just gonna get a beating. But yeah, so we spent a whole lot of time on the pain, but I do want them to see what it's like when the sun shines again.
yes, ma'am.
Here it is now. You have Nikisa. You found Nikisa on TikTok, y'all. Not just TikTok. He found her on TikTok, but he DM'd her on Instagram. So again, shouts out TikTok, shouts out Instagram. So now you have this woman. You found out, like, I thought that I went through something, but here it is. I'm speaking to my future wife now. Oh boy, she really went through something. So you guys not only was able to grow together, but you was able to heal. And you still in it. Both of you guys are still in the healing process, you
Mm.
know, but you make it look so good. I'm gonna tell you that. Nikisa, would you just come on in? I can't.
You said it right.
Oh my God. So here it is now that you got with Nikisa, you found Nikisa, and you knew that this was the woman for you. And you said when you first saw Ella, you knew that Ella was your girl.
Mhm.
And Ella says, "Okay, well, can I call you dad?" See, everything was lining up then. So here it is. You and Nikisa gets married. Oh my God. So now you become a husband again. We talked about that. We heard your love story on the show before, but we're going to jump back to that in a few minutes. But I want to know, how did this MMA thing come about? Because I was watching one of your videos and I was like, oh my gosh, So how did this thing come about?
So uh, so back in high school, I was a wrestler, and
Okay.
I wrestled. I was a state champion wrestler,
Oh,
and so uh, I was a state champion wrestler before high school. So I had been wrestling since middle school,
okay.
and so when I was deployed, of course, a lot of people who are in the military or know about the military, we all like wrestle and mess around with each other. Like people play basketball and do stuff like that. So we were all doing that while I was deployed. And one of my friends, um, he actually did MMA before he joined the military. And
Oh,
so he had told me, when we get back to the states, I'm gonna bring you to the gym that he does jujitsu in. And so he brought me to the gym, and I started doing jujitsu. Was having a blast. Was competing in tournaments, jujitsu tournaments. Didn't place anything under second in the jujitsu tournaments. And so then he was like, "I have a fight coming up." He was like, "Do you want me to see if I could get you on the card?" And I was like, "Sure." I did street fights growing up and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I could do it. So, because sports was my outlet. Because, like you said, I didn't like to talk and stuff like that. So sports was my outlet for me. And when I was in the military, I didn't have an outlet before. So once he got me into doing jujitsu and then got me into MMA, that was my outlet. That was my escape, my safe space for me. So I don't know, it's just exciting for me, I guess. Like when I did that first fight and I lost my first fight and people were still coming up to me, asking for autographs, asking to take pictures and stuff like that. And I was like, it's crazy. But they were like, not everyone is going to step into a cage or step into a ring and do what we did, whether win or lose,
Right.
not very many people are going to step in and put their body on the line to do it. And
I'm
so,
telling you. I watched it. I was like, whoa. But I want to tell you something. No, you didn't lose. You lost. You really won. Because like you say, a lot of times people wouldn't jump into that cage to do that.
yeah.
I'm one. And I used to love to fight, okay? But no. But the thing is now you're into this MMA fighting, and how many tournaments have you done?
So my record is 2-3 for MMA. I I had just recently fought for a belt, but because I was already fighting with injuries from the military, but then I injured myself even worse before my last fight, and I still fought anyway. And
Daniel.
I'm hard headed. So Nikisa had told me not to go and just wait for the fight, but me being me, I still went, and then I injured myself, and then I still fought anyway. And I mean, I put up a fight. Like
He did.
you're never gonna. I'm not gonna go down. I'm not gonna go down without a fight.
Wow. Oh my God. So now we have a retired vet. We have a husband. We have an MMA fighter. Tell us about this entrepreneur.
So I do security. With my background in being a police officer, so I do security, and I'm actually about to become a bounty hunter. So I'm
Wow.
about to open up, a security company and slash bounty hunting company. So that way,
Boop, boop. You know what? So when I make it big, you're gonna be my security. Security. Oh my God. So I have an in-house security. Oh my gosh, Daniel, that is so awesome. I tell you, you both are doing some great things. Come on, just bring Nikisa on in. Nikisa, just come on in, baby. Just come on in. Just come on in. Guys, we're here live tonight. It had to happen with the girl Erica Wilson for our Wisdom Wednesdays. And the topic is God's not through with me yet. And as you can hear, as you can see, and if you heard Mr. Daniel Sineath tell his story, guys, you can see why this topic fit him so well, right? And last time he was here with his beautiful wife, which is like my God sent daughter, my bonus daughter. I picked up some things and I offered him to come back. He kept his word and he's here with us on tonight sharing his story. And as we can see, it started off a little rough, but as you can see now, it's a beautiful, beautiful love story. So the both of them had to go through a couple of it's so they can know how to deal with each other. You understand? And God was birthing them both for each other. So you found your Boaz and you found your Ruth. So what I want you guys to do is to always keep your business in-house.
Yes, ma'am.
Please do.
Yes.
Keep it in house, okay? You may have a faithful few that you can speak to about certain things, but work it out within your family, within you and your wife. Never let the outside noise get into your ears. So tell me what it's like to be this husband, this provider, this entrepreneur. Oh my God, you just have you. Oh, you just doing the darn thing, okay?
Yeah.
It's it's amazing because without God, the custody battle that I was going through, the favor wouldn't have played it wouldn't have turned out the way it did.
Right.
Which now I can say that I have sole custody, sole physical custody of my baby girl, um, and that was a very long battle, a 2 year process, of going back and forth to court.
Wow, 2 years. Well, see, they may not know what you're talking about, but see, Daniel's first wife, they had a child together, um, and he went through the divorce, and she had, I guess, had the child at first, and he wasn't seeing his beautiful
Well,
daughter.
They had shared
we had
custody the entire
shared
time.
legal and physical custody,
She just took her.
and she decided because she didn't like Nikisa, she decided to keep her away from me for 8 months.
She didn't like Nikisa, didn't want to talk to her anymore.
Yeah,
Okay, so did that bring a flashback from when your father took you?
yeah. It was very. It was. I was crying a lot, and I don't.
He
I
does not
don't
show
normally
emotion
cry.
like that.
Um, and I was just. There was some days where I would be okay, and there would be some times where I would just be very like kind of
Gutted.
mopey and kind of empty because I was missing my baby girl. I mean, the only time I was really out of her life was when I was deployed because she was 4 months when I was
Mm.
deployed. And so that was like the only time I had really been out of her life. And then for us to live up the street and for me not to be able to see her for 8 months was very hard. And then her mom tried to make me be a every other weekend dad. Um, and then, well, at first she tried to put stipulations of in public,
Only you can see her.
yeah, in public, like in her supervising visits, and then it became a every other weekend, and then we put our foot down and made it to where it went back to the schedule which was 1 week on, 1 week off, and then, but we were in the process of a custody battle, and so she wasn't putting up a fight with the 1 week on, 1 week off. But then once we went to court, we had a black female judge who granted me sole physical custody of my daughter,
Rare.
which is very rare for a father to get sole physical custody of his kid. And
Yeah, I'm telling you, we were saying that in the green room. And the thing is, I'm a mother, so I really have like a hard time hearing that, but just to know that she's in good hands, makes me feel so much better as a mother. We're gonna keep the focus on the baby. We're not gonna keep the focus on the ex. But here it is now that you have your daughter, and this 8 months probably seemed like years to you, going through this custody battle. And I know a couple of times I heard a couple of my girls in my group that I had was going through like this custody thing, and I don't like that 1 week on, that 1 week thing, because to me that's no stability. Like,
yeah,
you never know. I do not like it, but just to hear that, now you have sole custody, and you have your baby girl with you. Now you have your whole family there, right?
yes,
And the one thing that I can see with you, that you're not going to give her what she gave you. You're going to, and that's great. That is great. That is one of the ways God wants us to be. We don't need to treat people how they treated us, because at the end of the day, we can't answer for them when, our number is called.
yes, ma'am.
You keep doing, being the best you, and Nikisa, you keep standing behind him to being the best him for her. Sometimes he may make a decision that you don't like, but you got to back them.
Yes, ma'am.
You got to back them, because one thing about it and two things for sure, he needs you. And we said that on the show yesterday. A lot of men are needy. Most of them are needy. They just, and it don't take much. It do not take much, but they're still needy, right? They want to feel wanted. They want to feel appreciated. They want to feel you have their back and things like that. So it's good. Like I said, it's going to be times where he may have to make a decision, and you just have to stand behind them, because you guys have I'm talking about this love story. Oh my gosh. If you guys missed it, you have to go back to my YouTube and rewatch it, because I'm telling you, it was amazing. So again, shouts out TikTok, shouts out Instagram. So Nikisa, we're going to bring you in because we set Daniel in on your broadcast. So tell us what it's like to have this man that, that you just love. God sent.
Definitely haven't sent. Because don't know what that was. I had to go through some stuff, and now I know what it's like to be affirmed, loved, being able to heal and have someone to stand with me as I heal. And yes, like you said, my Boaz, like he's one of my fulfilled promises, and this is how I know God surely loves me, because
Daniel, look at that smile.
I was holding on to the tiny bear, and I didn't want to hand the tiny bear over to God. But as soon as I released that thing and I did the healing and self work that I had to do, He gave me a huge teddy bear that I'm so glad.
Oh my God. Shannon says, and she's still going, yes, she is. Yes, she is. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm a newlywed until they tell me I'm not a newlywed no more.
I know that's right. Oh my God, we have Mr. and Mrs. Sineath sitting before us. Guys, we're a little over our time right now. Daniel, I would definitely love to have you back. Because I know there's areas we did not touch. So it's only up to you. But know the invitation is open whenever you're ready. I know Nikisa get you booked, because let me tell you, my daughter, she be on it. She be on it. But I do not want to leave this broadcast without you showing us your beautiful family. Complete.
Girls. Ella, Sophia, come here.
Shannon says, enjoy, embrace, and enjoy. Yes.
Come here.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi.
How are you? Hi, Ella Bella.
Hi.
Do you remember me?
Mm-hmm.
How are you ladies doing?
Good.
I heard you have your mermaids.
Yes.
We're mermaids.
Your mermaids. Oh, I can see who's the character. I already see who's the character right here.
Me.
She says me. So how old are you, Sophia?
5.
5. Tell us a little bit about mommy and daddy.
Daddy is so nice. And mommy is nice too.
Oh, okay, Ella Bella, let's hear from you. How old are you?
Yes.
8?
How old are you?
How
7.
old are you? 7?
Yes.
Okay, Ella, I know better. I know you love talking. Come on now. Tell us a little bit about mommy and daddy.
Mommy is crazy. And daddy's crazy.
That sums it up.
And Dad loves crazy. And daddy got a big head.
Wow. The betrayal. It be
And
your own
mommy
kid.
is big. And mommy has a big head.
It be your own
Oh my God. So you guys have a big head. Oh my gosh, they're crazy.
That means
But I bet you get a lot of fun.
you have a big head. If we have a big head, so that's
You have a tiny head.
okay. So you have a tiny head.
Oh my God, guys, as you can see, this blended family is now one and they are amazing. This love story is really blowing me right now. I love it. So it was so, we had so much fun with you ladies, with you girls. We're going to have you princess to come back on by yourselves. I'm going to have you to come back to It Had to Happen, just you, Ella Bella, and Sophia. How about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're gonna tell me all about your mermaid experience, right?
Yeah.
Can you say bye to everyone?
That's so fun.
Come say bye.
Say good night.
Say see you later.
See you later, alligator.
After a while, Crocodile. Where's Ella? See you later.
All right.
Go play in rooms.
All right, so Daniel and Nakisa, ladies first. If you had anything to tell anyone that may be under the sound of your voice, and give them some encouraging words.
It is well. Even when you don't feel like it, even when you're going through all of the trials, the tribulations, the struggles, financial, emotional, physical, mental, say it is well. And that's been my encouraging words lately. My pastor preached a phenomenal word on that, and that's still what's been continuing to resonate with me. So yeah, that's been getting me through the last 3.5 weeks.
Wow, it is well. It is well. That's powerful. It is well. If you can speak that in the midst of your trial, let me tell you something. That's not only growth. You got that shows that you have the faith that it is. It is. And is, like the man said on TikTok, and is. So it is well from Miss Nakisa.
That's her. That's her favorite thing.
Really? I've been saying that too lately, Nakisa. So Daniel, if there was anything that you could leave with our audience on today, any encouraging words, what will it be?
I would say don't let the things that you're going through hold you in that place, because a lot of people do. They let it hold them there, and you're more than just that. Like you said, I don't look like what I've been through, and I don't, because I used to let it hold me back and stop me from being who I am now. And I would say another thing is also have faith and definitely pray and release it, like put it in God's hands. Because once I did that, things just started happening that I can't even. I have nothing. It was just amazing for once I released it and put it into God's hands. Everything just started, doing a 180.
Wow. That's it right there. God says, when you take your hand up off of it
and let him do it,
let me do it. We could make a mess, but he can't.
Definitely.
He's the God that shall not fail. He will never leave us nor forsake us, and he knows what's best for us. We think we know it all, but no, he is the God that knows all. So I love the encouraging words that you both gave. It is well. And then you gave it to God, and you saw some great things happening from that point on. Isn't it beautiful? See, the thing is, I don't want people to think like it's an easy walk when you're serving God, because it's hard. Worth it. It's hard, but it's well worth it.
It's so hard when you're believing in God, because before I met Nakisa and stuff, I had kind of stepped away from all of that.
Wow.
And then, meeting Nakisa and getting back on my walk of faith, things just became so much harder. Like, that's when the whole 8 months of not seeing Sophia happened. That's when just everything started happening, her trying to get me arrested and stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so it's harder believing in God versus doing it yourself. It's so much harder. But once you believe and you let him do it, God is going to step behind you 10 toes down.
10 toes down. That's right. And the thing about it too, what people don't understand is when God do it, it's going to get done. It's going to get done. It's only when we try and make things happen, we mess it up. But just think about Job. All the things that Job lost, all of his kids, all of his life. He lost mostly everything, but he kept the faith. And even after hearing his rib, which is his wife, to tell him, curse God. But he knew not. He kept his eyes on the prize and not the people. And here it is. So when you could think about Job's experience, your little 8 months was so minute. You know what I'm saying? To the things that Job had to go through. So you were in a pit for 8 months or so, but here it is now. You came out, you untouched.
Definitely, the story of Daniel definitely,
and Joseph.
yeah.
I love Joseph. And the thing is too, when you came out better and not bitter. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have had it a way where she could, how she was doing you could have done her that way, but it's not in you to do that. And guess why? Because what transpired early on in it that happened way back when. So you never wanted, the feeling yourself. So you don't want anybody else feeling like that.
Yeah.
So I am so proud of you both. Thank you, Nikisa. I have me a son-in-law. I know son in love. I have me a son in love. And I just wish you both nothing but I'm talking about happiness, prosperity, good health, again, keep things inside. And then when those its try to rear its ugly head, somebody need to know how to speak to those things.
Amen.
If not both, somebody needs to know how to speak to those things, because there may be a time he can't utter anything out of his mouth, and you're going to have to step in the Kisa, and vice versa, Daniel.
Yes,
so you have to be each other's back. When your back is up against the wall, somebody got to know what to do. Call on the name of Jesus. If it's just Jesus, it's all that you can utter.
Mighty name.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that they will move some things now. Keep playing. I'll tell you. And our superstar say, keep her smiling. Y'all keep each other smiling. Keep each other smiling. I love it, Shannon. Because see, Shannon know. She knows Nikisa as well. And I can say I see so much growth in her. Because Danielle used to have to want to pop up upside her head, but hey, one thing about it, and two things for sure. She knew that it was all in love. She knew that I loved her and I meant well. But I tell you, the very first day I met her, I knew I was stuck. I knew I was stuck. And being stuck is not a bad thing. When you find good people, hold on to them.
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time, she was going through some things, and I knew that I didn't want to hurt her any more than what she had already endured, But when you see something in someone, you have to know that you're going to get some tough love. And she could definitely tell you she got some tough love. And you know that it was all love. Oh, you rolling your eyes?
No, she needed it.
Do you want me to come to Virginia?
Yes, I do. Do I need to roll them some more?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'll tell you what. We're going to plan a trip for me to come up and for you guys to come down. How about that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
And I wanted to add to his thing that he said of his last words. If you're going through hell, the operative word is through. So keep going.
Keep going. Ooh, that's good. That's one of my favorite sayings too. Keep going. Keep going. When you're uncomfortable, I always said that's when God doing his best work. See, it's far too often that we put so much of on ourselves where we try to be the perfect person, but there's only one perfect person, right? And especially when you give your life over to Christ, we have some seasoned folks or some traditional folks that put this mandate on our life, like this is the way and you try to live up to it, and then you stay bound, because if you're not living up to it, you're bound. So we have to show people the same grace, extend the same grace we want extended unto us. Know that it take people time to grow. It take people time to learn. Listen, I ran for years. Everybody is not going to just give their life over to Christ, right? But we want them to. We want to win souls. We want to make sure that we're doing the right thing, but just extend grace. That's all I can say. Don't beat the people up with the word. Share the word with them. If they have questions, if one is giving a message, make sure that if they have questions, you know how to answer them. So you both have each other's back. I know you guys got to go. Go ahead. Look at you. Look how you smiling. I know that's right. Guys, we're here live tonight with the girl, Erica Wilson. It had to happen for our Wisdom Wednesdays. God's not through with me yet with Mr. Daniel Sineath, and he will be back before us, guys, sharing more of his testimony. And he has a security business that he's getting ready to start, guys. So you will be hearing, I'm sure you will be hearing more of that, because one thing about it, and two things for sure, Nakisa loves sharing what it is that she's doing or her husband is doing. So you will hear more about that. MMA fighting. If you have any updates, any upcoming events, please do let us know where we could promote it as well. But Daniel, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for accepting the invitation. It was such an honor to have you here on tonight. And like Shannon says, thank you for sharing your story. You really helped someone on tonight. And men need to know that you can show emotions. You can talk about it. Do not suppress things, because when you suppress things, like you pressure bust pipes.
Definitely.
That's it. So,
and it also builds diamonds.
Oh, yes, it do. Yes, because I'm a diamond in the rough.
Yes, man.
God bless each and every one of you. Daniel, we don't like leaving this broadcast without sending out virtual hugs. Oh my God. And virtual love. Because guys, we love you here at It Had to Happen. Again, Daniel, thank you. I look forward to having you back. Go in power.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Keep a smile on my baby face, I tell you. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Erica's Empowering Empire. 88 Blessings Soar Movement. It had to happen in a beauty so rare. We'd love for you to join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel. It Had to Happen with Erica Wilson. Following our social media.